What is poppin', y'all, everybody? It's your man, Clubboy Bales, and welcome to another episode of Wisco Sports Weekly Wednesday Predictions. Week 1 was eventful, and I think Week 2 is about to be even more eventful. Honestly, it's been crazy. I mean, a lot has happened already. First with, what a wild first game of the season with the Ravens and the Chiefs. A great game against the Eagles and the Packers. Fortunate injury to Jordan Love. It's going to probably knock him out for a couple weeks. Could have been worse, but thankfully he's okay. Dak Prescott becoming the highest paid player in the NFL. And Tyreek Hill getting arrested before a game. And crazy stuff's happened. And then Aaron Rodgers finally played in his first game back with the Jets ever since tearing his Achilles on week 1 a year ago. Lots has happened. But obviously, let's get down to business. If you like what you see, subscribe below, comment with your thoughts. And as always, let's get down to business. Oopsie. So anyways, first off, we have the Thursday night football matchup. The first one on Prime Video on tomorrow. I actually looked up the matchups. Thankfully, they're not that bad this year, which is good. Because last year, the Thursday night football matchups were awful. So hopefully we actually get better games this time. Starting off, we have the Buffalo Bills taking on the Miami Dolphins. How about it? Buffalo, this is an interesting team because I think we don't even know who the number one receiver is for Buffalo this year. Miami, on the other hand, they definitely had a really slow start, but they got comfortable as the time went on, and they were able to come back and beat the Jaguars. It's a great game between the two. I'm still not sure about Buffalo on where they stand. I feel like it's going to take some time for them to really get on the right path. Josh Allen really started slow, and then he totally turned it around and got better. If I had to pick between the two teams, I'm going to say even though Miami never wins on primetime, I'm actually going to go with the Dolphins. I really don't know what it is, but I see the Dolphins getting the win against the Buffalo Bills to start out the week. Going on to Sunday, New Orleans Saints at Dallas Cowboys. Dallas definitely showed how their defense is obviously good as always. The Browns looked awful, and honestly, Dallas just made the Browns look stupid. New Orleans also, their defense made the Panthers look absolutely stupid. So who knows? This might be a great game, but if I had to pick, I'm just going to go with Dallas since I feel like they are still the better team between the two. Next up, Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Detroit Lions, a rematch of the divisional playoff matchup from last year. This is also in Detroit. I'm going to say Detroit beats Tampa Bay again, even though I think Baker Mayfield has really gotten so comfortable with the Buccaneers. I think he has found it. I think he is their franchise guy. He's going to be with the Buccaneers for a long time. I'm glad that he definitely got his chance after the Browns basically tried to ruin his career. But even though I think Tampa Bay can make a fight out of any game, but I think Detroit will get the victory here. Next up, Indianapolis Colts at the Green Bay Packers. Anthony Richardson really had a great start. Even though the Colts lost to the Texans, I think Anthony Richardson really is the real deal. He's so athletic, and he definitely showed that he is capable of winning games. The Green Bay Packers, on the other hand, I had the Packers obviously winning this game, but unfortunately, obviously, I'm going to have to say the Colts win because obviously, there are so many unknowns. They're going to start with Malik Willis, obviously, due to the Jordan Love injury. That's going to probably sideline him. My guess is he'll be back at the Minnesota game in a couple weeks because they would have probably put him on IR already, but they have not. They haven't even ruled him out this week. But Malik Willis is going to start. He's not that good, but you know what? He could definitely prove me wrong, and I could be shocked. But I'm going to say the Colts win because I just feel like they probably should, but I wouldn't be surprised. Green Bay can definitely rally around him and try to win a game. It is the first home game, which definitely does indicate they can try and win, but we'll see what happens. It's a long season. Next up, New York Jets at the Tennessee Titans. I think the Jets are going to rebound from the loss against San Francisco, and they should beat the Titans. The Titans are not a good team. The Jets defense hopefully can have a better performance than they did last week. That's for sure. Next up, San Francisco 49ers at the Minnesota Vikings. With McCaffrey, without McCaffrey, their offensive line is so good, they can place some guy from the streets from San Francisco into their lineup and they could do good. I mean, that's legit how good their offensive line is. This Jordan Mason literally looked phenomenal. So, honestly, I'm not worried about anything San Francisco has to deal with. I think they're fine. They should be able to beat the Minnesota Vikings. Next up, Seattle Seahawks at the New England Patriots. New England, great win to start the season against the Bengals. Fortunately, I feel like things will start to kind of crumble for them. Even though I think the Patriots are capable of winning games, they're still such a young team. I think Seattle is really used to Geno Smith at this point. I'll say Seattle wins. Next up, the New Jersey Giants at the Washington Commanders. I would say Jaden Daniels did okay. He ran for 2 touchdowns. He didn't throw anything, but his 2 receivers were both his running backs. I want to see him pass the ball to his more receivers a little more. I think he was trying to take it a little easy, but I think this is the game that Jaden Daniels could really show how good he is, especially since the Giants are, awful. So I'm going to take the Commanders. I want to see Jaden Daniels win a game. Next up, Chargers at Carolina Panthers. Chargers are they did good against the Raiders, but, I mean, how easy of a schedule do you have to have? I guess I'll just pick the Chargers because, I mean, Carolina's awful. Bryce Young, I'm sorry, he's not good. I've given up on him already. He has time to really develop, but I don't think he will. Next up, Cleveland Browns at the Jacksonville Jaguars. Because of how bad the Cleveland Browns were, I'm sorry, I have to pick Jacksonville. Even though I want to say, I know that the Browns defense is way better than Jacksonville's, but my goodness, Deshaun Watson is so bad of a player right now. You could say he's a better person than he is a player. That's how bad he's been at football this last 2 years. I mean, he's awful. I'm taking Jacksonville. I just can't deal with this anymore. They have to get rid of him. But they can't. That's exactly why they're making up all these claims, but who knows. Next up, the Las Vegas Raiders at the Baltimore Ravens. I'll just say the Ravens win. Vegas needs to really try to get a quarterback in the draft this year. Clearly, they are a quarterback away from really being a team that can compete. They need some tools. I feel like they're close, but, they're still in the rebuild phase. And Davante Adams is getting a lot older now. He's already in his 30s, so he doesn't have many years left. So they really want to try to get a winning quarterback with him to end his career. They're going to have to do it sooner than later. I'll say the Baltimore Ravens win. I think they're going to get a rebound win after the heartbreaking loss they suffered last week. Next up, the Rams at the Cardinals. Even though I feel like the Rams should win, I'm just going to go with the Cardinals. I don't know why. I don't know what I'm feeling that for. I just don't know why. Next up, Pittsburgh Steelers at Denver Broncos. I wanted it so badly to Russell Wilson to be starting and them to beat the Broncos. I just wanted to see that so badly. It looks like it's going to be Justin Fields again. But, Justin Fields was able to lead them to a 6 field goal win against the Falcons. That's just really weird, but that's the truth. I'll say Pittsburgh gets the win anyways. All right. Oh, this is the first game we get to see Tony Romo and Jim Nantz in prime time on CBS, and it is the big rivalry. Cincinnati Bengals at Kansas City Chiefs. Cincinnati just did not look strong at all last week. They just looked bad. Kansas City, I think, looked promising. I'm going to say Kansas City gets the dub. Then Sunday Night Football. Chicago Bears at the Houston Texans. Caleb Williams did not look good. The only reason why they beat the Titans was, 1, the Titans sucked, and 2, the Bears defense is actually legit this year. That is why they won. Both their touchdowns they scored was a punt return and a pick six. Those were their 2 touchdowns they scored. Bears defense, I think, is good. Their offense, not so much. I think Caleb Williams needs some time to develop, but I don't think he's quite there yet. Houston Texans, Stroud's already shown that he's such a great quarterback. I'm going to say Texans will get the win there. And then Monday Night Football. Atlanta Falcons at the Philadelphia Eagles. I think Philly should easily win this game. I'm not as much as I want to say Atlanta's going to be really good, I think Bijan Robinson is going to have one heck of a season. My goodness. But anyways, I'm still going to take Philly. It'll be I think this will be a great game, but I think Philly gets the dub. So if you like what you see, subscribe below, comment with your thoughts, and as always, we will see you next time.